All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with GEC NASCAR League NPC Cup Series out here at Las Vegas. This is going to be a lot of fun for the Sin City Showdown 225. Thank you all for showing up tonight, and we appreciate all the likes and follows. Be sure to catch us next week as well, because it's going to be a great race. But tonight, out here at Vegas, gambling it all, seeing who can take home the checkered flag. We got a lot of amazing drivers out here tonight, as always. It looks like, let's take a look and see what's going on the track. Let's see if I can find the weather on here. We'll get it going. Oh, rough transition coming off the 24-hour Daytona race and coming in and broadcasting the Cup Series again. This is going to be a great race. I'm super happy to be out here. Glad you guys are here to watch. But here we are. This is going to be a 1.5 mile tri-oval track. We have, I believe, 75 degrees out there with only 22% moisture, partly cloudy with 11 mile an hour winds. Again, 150 laps. That's going to equate to 225 miles out here at Vegas. It's going to be not so hot track, but the tires are definitely going to fall off. I consider this place a little bit of a...
The IT and Out boys got you covered.
I figured this is going to be a little bit of a tire grinder. So these guys are really going to have to watch what they do out there as far as tires go. But we're about to get into qualifying right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can get on the track real quick. Let's see who we got. Nobody's out there quite yet, but that's all right. It looks like Mr. Haynes is out there, so let's go ahead and see what he's got as far as qualifying goes tonight. Let's go ahead and bring him up on the list. Going to be driving that ZL1 Camaro. Beautiful cars out there tonight. Got some great paint jobs going on. But let's see who is going to take it home as far as pole position goes. Looks like in the practice, Jacob Malone once again taking the fastest time in practice, but that doesn't mean he's going to be able to get the pole. Jason McCabe, Justin Openchowski is out there first. Joseph Barrow also out there right now. We got quite a few drivers out there. Let's go ahead and switch between some of those drivers. As we're doing that, let's go over a little bit of last week. Let's see. It was Dover last week, Austin? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Dover. Let me check the schedule on the Truck Series real quick. Yeah, it was Dover last week. Those guys had a great race last week. Super awesome. Can't be more proud of what they did last week, especially for a short track. Let's go ahead and check out. See, looks like Cameron Craighead taking it home. Winning his first race out here in the Cup Series. Doing a great job just putting on a show. Last season's Truck Series champion, so super awesome to see him out front. Caleb Ellswick in second place, and Josh McCabe in third place. Great to see those guys on the podium. Benjamin Archuleta in fourth, Logan Wilson in fifth, Harrison Whitehead sixth, Michael Boone seventh, Kenneth Gallman in eighth, Keith Dunn in ninth, and in 10th, Jason McCabe. So both of the McCabe brothers up in the top 10. It's awesome to see. But that is last week at Dover for your top 10. You know, in all honesty, I expect to see Craighead out front again. But you never know what's about to happen tonight. We do have a bunch of other new drivers out there. There's still some good people out on the track right now. It looks like, so far, Marino coming out on top for the pole position with a 29.45. Right behind him, Garrett Caswell, super confident tonight. Talked to him in the lobby, and he really was super confident tonight, so I expect him to be out towards the front as well with a 29.49. It looks like he may be on the outside of Marino there. Josh McCabe in third place right now. Darren Bruce in fourth, and Craighead in fifth. Where's our last season champion? Where's Malone at? Oh, Malone's still out on the track, so he's still out there running. Maybe he can pop off a decent time to see if he can knock any of those guys out of there. But so far, our top 5 is going to be... Oh, Nick Sipple jumping in the mix, taking Garrett Caswell out of the top 2, or out of the second place. Nick Sipple now taking second place. Malone in 6th place. He's only got a little bit of time left. He's going to want to... Oh, it looks like Malone is actually off the track. So your top 5 is going to be Marino, Sipple, Garrett Caswell, Jason McCabe, Darren Bruce, Jacob Malone. That's actually 6th. Jacob Malone is in 6th place. Craighead in 7th. Brad Wilson 8th. R. Lane in 9th. And Josh McCabe in 10th. Wow, some great times by those guys out there. Still got a couple guys out on the track. And it looks like Josh McCabe's just now coming down to a slow stop. And it looks like Marion has now come off the track as well. So that is going to be it for our qualifying stint. That's your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to see those guys out on the track. It's going to be super fun out here. Like I said, super hot track, but like always, we will kick it off with our national anthem, and we'll see you right back on the track for the Sin City Showdown 225.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back out on the track, and as we get started here, let's go ahead and go over our grid. So in the first row, we got Nick Sipple and Marino Jr. Second row is going to be Jason McCabe and Garrett Caswell. Third row, Jacob Malone and Darren Bruce. Fourth row will be Brad Wilson and Craighead. Row 5, Josh McCabe and R. Lane. Logan Wilson and Birkmeyer in 6th row. 7th row will be Joseph Barrow and Chapman. 8th row, Shane Cochran and Kenneth Gallman. 9th row will be Caleb Ellswick and Justin Harris. 10th row, Harrison Whitehead and Richard Elliott. 11th row will be Jordan Marion and Chris Campbell. 12th row, Lee Kiernan and Michael Menchaca. 13th row will be Benjamin Archuleta and Knox Thompson. 14th row, Dustin Haynes and Reggie Jug Evans Jr. 15th row will be Justin Openchowski and Michael Boone. And I believe that is going to be it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get out on the track and see what we can see. Looks like pace car is going to be coming in here right now. We're about to go green flag here at Las Vegas. Green flag is out. Marino and Sipple going to battle it out here at Las Vegas for the Sin City Showdown 225 for the first time tonight. Great restart by the 48 of Marino, taking that top spot away. Couple cars shuffling it out. It looks like everybody's leaning towards that outside a little bit more than they are that inside line. 77 of Garrett Caswell trying to fight back. Birkmeyer goes around. Oh, we're going to have this issue with the cautions again. Blinking freaking cars. No way. That yellow flag, it looks like Birkmeyer was the first one I seen going around right there. Let's go ahead and check and see what happened. He's got some damage on the front of that car. Oh, it looks like the 2 got loose of our lane. Oh man, really? We're gonna have this issue tonight? No way, Barrow jump into the pits already? What happened to Barrow? Let's go take a look. Looks like he barely touched that outside wall, though. A lot of sparks coming from underneath that car. It looks like he lost a wheel. Not able to steer the car. No way. Wow. That sucks. I did not want to see Joseph Barrow out like that. Right on the first couple laps, too. Looks like we got a lot of cars coming down into pit lane. Probably trying to get some of that damage fixed. Doesn't look like my pitting alert is working, but that's alright. Barrow gonna have to use that fast repair almost immediately. At least he has one. He'll be able to get back out there hopefully before he gets lapped. Jeez, already for Joseph Barrow. Still showing a meatball flag too. Probably still towing out. May go 1 lap down, but he should be able to get that back quite immediately. A lot of those drivers still in pit lane. The 4, the 95, and the 2, they're going to have to come out. 95 gets it moving. The 2 still into pit lane. The 4 definitely going to go a lap down after that caution. Got a couple more cars coming back in. The 66 of Ellswick, the 02 of Richard Elliott, and the 93 all coming down back down into pit lane. Possibly trying to get some damage fixed. Oh, I know Barrow is devastated right now. Barrow's still showing a meatball flag. He should have been towed out by now. He barely touched that outside wall, though. That's so stupid. apologies for the blinking cars on the crashes too. I don't understand. I'm gonna have to see what I can do about getting the internet fixed. Phoenix needs to burn to rise again. You are correct. We're going to go ahead and restart it one more time. Marino on the outside. Garrett Caswell on the inside. Pace car off the track. Here we go. Green flag. Barrow with that meatball now fixed. He is going to go a couple laps down. He is coming out back out on the track now. 2 laps behind, but that's still not bad. He will be able to get that back. Bunch of cars up into the outside wall. Menchaca goes down to the inside. Michael Menchaca right there taking the brunt end of that one. Not sure what happened though. Looks like a lot of those cars got up into that outside wall. Menchaca able to get back running again. Let's see what happened. Oh, it looks like the 08 just got up into him. That looks like it's definitely going to be on the 08 there. Take another look.
32 has gone ahead and claimed it.
Oh yeah, that might have been on Menchaca, unfortunately. Now that I look back at it, he just came up a little bit too high. That's going to involve a couple other cars with Justin Harris and one of those IT and out drivers. Let's take a look at that crash, because that happened after the fact. Oh, it's the 66 of Caleb Ellswick. They see what's happening up in front of them. Oh no, the 15 of Michael Boone. What happened with Boone? Boone up into the wall so hard right there. Looks like he tried to correct it, but just got way too much into it. Boone with a tire missing up front. Hard crash for him. He's going to be into pit lane as well. Let's go back live here and check it out. Looks like Menchaca getting that fixed. Michael Boone still with that meatball flag. Secondary incident after the caution already came out, unfortunately. You don't see too many of those. Barrow probably going to get a lap back now. He should get a lap back anyway. I don't think he was involved in any of that. I wonder if Barrow didn't get the lucky dog, then who did? Because he should have already went around. Did he get contact with somebody? I don't know. That's 2 cautions early in this race. It's all going to be a gamble out here at Vegas tonight. 48 going to restart us down low. Jacob Malone up to second somehow. He came out of nowhere. Last season's Cup Series champion, Jacob Malone, now takes second place on the outside of our restart with Marino. Marino leading most laps so far. Garrett Caswell still back there itching to get that first place and win this race tonight. We got a bunch of shout outs in the chat as well. JK in here, CYB, Cody out here. We got Brandon Shull. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, guys. Let's go, Brad. Green flag is out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll go over the chat here in a minute. Thank you all for being here, but we're back to the action. Marino Jr. with a good jump, but not good enough. He's going to be right there in front of Garrett Caswell. Garrett Caswell out to the outside in front of Malone. These guys are going to have to be careful, man. Those corners, they'll get you. Coming up too high on drivers is what we've seen so far. Man, what is going on? And there we go. I don't know what is going on right now. Like, why is my connection doing that right now? I don't get it. We're not even going to get a good view on what just happened. That's 3 cautions already, and we're only, what, 9 laps into this race? These guys are going to have to tighten up if they want this to be a good race. But I don't know who all was involved completely. Looks like the 75 of Nick Sipple. Man, I've got to get this under control. I don't know why it's doing that, though. Man, people are going to start having seizures. Give me 1 second. Let me just check some stuff out real quick. See if that helps out a little bit. I need to get that under control, though. It's been happening the last couple races, unfortunately. You think it might be the OBS bitrate? It could be. Back it down to 8,000. I think it already is 8,000. What's going on, Mr. Hodge? Special guest up in the booth tonight. How we doing?
Nothing much, brother.
You got a good view of the race?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, cars are blinking a little bit. I need to get that under control, but somebody's saying,
Never mind.
Well, it's going to be Spectrum, so, you know, they're not that great. 8,000 is kind of high for streaming, but seems like a game issue. Yeah, I agree. I'm thinking it's more of a game issue, but that's all right. We're going to get back to racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, 48 in the number 1, Marino and Craighead. Craighead out front somehow. We got a car parked down on the bottom. That's Reggie Evans. Something going on with him. Cars still trying to catch up to this pack before they go green. A whole bunch of cars trying to catch up to the pack going green. But man, Craighead comes out of nowhere. Malone is going to be sitting right behind our leader of Marino. But we also have the 37 poking his face up in there. Bad Brad Wilson. Looks like the yellow flag has been extended for a lap as well.
And that would be iRacing, I'm assuming, for the car stopped on the inside of the track.
Yeah, no, Graham, OBS is not dropping anything at all. So I'm thinking it's going to be a game issue. Maybe I just uninstall and reinstall iRacing completely after this race. But yeah, odd enough. These guys have already had, what, 3 cautions in the beginning of this race. Like I said, we're going to have to tune it up a little bit. These guys are going to have to shake off these cobwebs and get back to green flag racing if they want any of the strategy to come into play out here at Vegas tonight. I know it's a gamble, but you don't want to put it up to that much of a gamble. Looks like a few of those cars are still a lap down. Barrow now probably getting a lap back after that one, I'm thinking. But Reggie Jug Evans Jr. is also on a lap down. That could cause a problem with the lucky dog for Barrow. Barrow's going to have to fight him off for that. It looks like they're right next to each other. Pace car off the track, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go back green flag. Green flag is out. Here comes the 48, charging hard forward. Once again, gets a little bit of a better start that time on Garrett Caswell and the number 1 of Craighead. Or Jacob Malone, I'm sorry. I thought that was Garrett Caswell for a second. Boom, those cars still hitting that outside wall. Everybody's just rushing so hard out there. Take it easy, guys. Let it space out a little bit. Here we go. I got a feeling this is going to be the green flag run we were looking for. Man, it looks like they're 4 wide back there. Let's take a look. The 75, Nick Sipple, going around again. Who claimed the last one? That's the question. Let's see if we can get a good look. It didn't look like it was Lincoln.
No fault racing incident.
Yeah, it looks like the 75 just tried to shoot a gap, but there was not enough room right there. Sipple is not having a good night, unfortunately. That's going to be our 4th caution of the night. Take another look. Man, let me see if I can get a slow-mo of that real fast. That was interesting. It looks like he got enough speed to shoot the gap, but unfortunately just really wasn't able to maintain it. Or the other driver wasn't expecting him to be there, but he shot it, I think, 4 wide. On the tri-oval. Yeah, definitely 4 wide. Coming down towards Menchaca and then coming up. Yeah, he didn't leave a whole lot of room there. That looks like Chapman. Chapman is not going to be happy about that, but there just wasn't enough room, I don't think. We're definitely going to have to make smarter decisions tonight. Unfortunately, Nick Sipple caught up in another accident. Few cars down into the pits right now. Nick Sipple, Garrett Caswell, Wesley Lynch, Logan Wilson, Richard Elliott, Brad Wilson, Chapman, R. Lane, Hunter Burkmeyer, Justin Harrison, Benjamin Archuleta all down into the pits. Barrow looks like he is excited because he's going to be getting maybe possibly a lucky dog. Because he was in front of Reggie Evans when that caution came out. So Hodge, being out here, being up in the booth for the first time, what is one of your favorite drivers out there tonight?
Personally, I do not have a favorite right now. No one's really caught my eye so far.
Well, I can imagine we're already working on 5 cautions out here before even lap 20. So, I mean, these guys really got to tune it up. But normally we do like a who's your pick thing. If you were forced at gunpoint, who would you pick right now?
I'll get back to you right when it goes green flag.
All right, Austin, who you got for tonight?
Ooh.
I don't know. There's a lot of skill out on the track tonight, but I really had to pick somebody. I'm honestly going to put my money on Malone. He didn't have as hot of a finish as he normally does last week. I mean, he didn't have a terrible finish by any means, but usually, if he ever misses a top 5, which is rare for him, the rebound is pretty instantaneous with that kid. So I'd put money on him having a great race.
No, I don't disagree at all. Obviously, coming out as a season champion last season, great driver. I mean, great pick. You guys both have great picks. I'll get to my pick here in a minute. Green flag is out. Malone and Marino gonna drag race it out here one more time. Let's hope this is the green flag stretch we were looking for. Like I said, these guys just gotta calm down, take it easy a little bit, let these cars separate before you get that speed. Even though you got enough speed to pass 2-3 cars, there's no reason to be pushing 4 wide. Marino out to a great start here. Looks like Craighead charging forward, side by side, door banging with Malone. Craighead is a great driver, all in his own respect. We got the 2 last season champions side by side, trying to run down Marino. Craighead dropping back to 3rd.
I think with Craighead here, I think he's just trying to pace himself here, just trying to get some good, clean laps. I mean, I think he's my personal favorite right now, Craighead.
That's a great pick, man. You guys both picked previous champions of last season. I mean, you can't get any better than that. It looks like, in all honesty, to tell you the truth, tonight, oh man, we got another car going around down to the bottom of the track. No caution flag comes out, though. I promise I'm going to get that blinking fixed. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get the cable company out here and yell at the technician. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to yell at him, but they have got to figure out what's going on. In all...
them running clean laps here, who's got the best ability to jump up to at least top 5 here with the cars that are behind 5?
Well, in all honesty, we got Shane Cochran. He always comes out of nowhere, jumping into the top spots. Somebody is saying, look at OBS and see if it says you're dropping frames. So no frame drops on OBS. That's good. If you want to use my server, I can broadcast at 4K for you. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that, Graham. Just jump into the Discord after the race and we can figure something out. I appreciate that. A couple other shout outs also coming from a bunch of other people in the chat. Cody shouting out OCS as always. Tanya Cook out here. Mama out here for Garrett Caswell. Caswell running really good tonight. Looks like Adolescence is out. Outlaws rolling into Vegas. Let's go. JK also let's go.
Here comes Whitehead, actually. Whitehead had a good old momentum going into 2 and 3, and then he lost it coming back down to 1. He's just going up to the track just a little bit.
Whitehead is a great driver. We've seen in the past, you know, he's hard into the wall with Whitehead. Unfortunately, as soon as we say something, that looked like a big hit.
Knock on that door. You got to knock on that door next time. It don't happen like that.
Jamie stays cursing people on the stream. It's okay.
Hey, I can't help it. I just literally said his name. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't do nothing.
As long as you don't vote for Barrow to win the race, everything will be all right.
I am not doing that. Barrow's on the lead lap right now. I am not doing that. Or no, Barrow isn't on the lead lap. He is still 1 lap down behind 2 other lap drivers, Gallman and Reggie Jug Evans Jr., unfortunately. Looks like Reggie Evans Jr. is up for the lucky dog. Let's take a look a little bit further back as we get some green flags here. Shane Cochran on the outside of number 3 of Dusty Haynes. Ellsworth right behind those guys, looking to split that middle, but just can't make it happen. He's going to be right there with the 08 of Knox Thompson. Thompson's having a good race so far. We still got a long way to go around Vegas, and these guys, I'm sure a few of them have already used their fast repairs. It seems like once the cars start to separate a little bit, we get a lot better action. Man, that outside wall coming out of 1 and 2, they just keep knocking that wall down. Looks like we got Kiernan chasing down the 08 of Knox Thompson. Kiernan back there in 15th place, looking to take that 14th spot away from Thompson. Justin Openchowski also chasing down Campbell. Those guys have mixed it up in the past. Let's hope they can stay off of it and make it a clean pass here. Campbell shooting down. He's going to be right there behind the number 84. Not able to make it happen. That's going to give the spot to Justin Openchowski as he races down the 84. Some good green flag laps going on. It does look like the 39 of Darren Bruce is going to be lagging behind. Leaders are going to be catching him here in the backstretch. They can definitely at least see him. I know that for a fact. 51 going down into the pits, unfortunately. Benjamin Archuleta, not sure what's going on with him. Let's go take a look. Doesn't look like... Oh, he did have some damage on that car. He used his fast repair. Not sure what happened to him. Really unfortunate for OCS. Benjamin Archuleta going to go a couple laps down after that, or at least 1 lap down. Barrow right up, getting close to Reggie Evans Jr. He's going to need to pass Reggie Evans to get up onto that lucky dog. Not far off, though. He's got a good pack behind him, Barrow does. 71 of Kenneth Gallman. A couple other drivers. Looks like those other drivers. Menchaca. Who's that other one behind him? Michael Boone. And Richard Elliott. Cochran sitting right there in front of the 66 of Ellswick. Let's go ahead and ride along with him for a moment. We do have an in-car cam for him tonight. Shane Cochran focused, sitting in that VR headset. I don't know how those guys be racing in those VR headsets, man. That's crazy. But as we see Shane Cochran just focused, trying to get his line together, he's going to be right there on the backside of that 84 of Harrison Whitehead. Charging forward, doing a great job tonight. These guys are running about 190 miles an hour around the track at top speed. It's like about 165 coming around those corners. Like I said, the tire wear here is just incredible. Marian falling back a little bit. He's going to fall back to 11th. That's going to push Shane Cochran up to 10th. Cochran into the top 10 for the first time tonight. So being out here, Hodge, you've raced Vegas before, correct?
Yes, I have. Plenty of times.
Racing out here at Vegas, are you more worried about your fuel or are you more worried about the time loss on your tires?
Definitely tires. Fuel you can get, you know, but your tires, you can lose more spots with bad tires than, you know, fuel, basically. So you just got to keep your tires, get your, you know, fuel not too bad, but just, you know, rely on some cautions, but you don't want to rely on cautions because cautions here are very rare, especially when you get a momentum going. So just
seems like that's what we got going on now. These guys are all now a little bit separated. Everybody's keeping control. Nice and calm driving out there. You got some two wides. Really, everybody's just racing for position right now. We do have some drivers already coming down into pit lane. Why is it blinking like that? Why is there no crash or nothing? Normally it only blinks like that when there's a crash. Coyland Herman, the hack himself, is in the chat. What's up, boys? What is up, buddy? Good to see you back. Yeah, we're looking for Bad Brad Wilson to make that climb back up, number 37. Yeah, I don't know what is going on, man. This happened during the 24-hour race too, when I was broadcasting.
if you share your screen, it would be easier for me to look at the screen also, so we can talk about the same stuff.
Yeah, you're good, man. Give me 1 second. Just hoping it doesn't cause more issues. Wow, I am just, there is something going on. I think this is an iRacing thing. Yeah, as soon as I shared my screen, every car disappeared.
It's definitely an iRacing issue here.
Let's see if I can fix it, because I don't want to have to leave the race to fix it. There, I lowered down the quality real quick to see if that helps. Man, I am terribly sorry for everybody watching. That really sucks. We just got a lot of people that came down into pit lane right there. Darren Bruce, Reggie Evans, Jacob Malone, Marino, Craighead, Shane Cochran, Chris Campbell, Harrison Whitehead. There's so many drivers that just came out into the pits and went a lap down. I think that might have fixed it. Let me go ahead and see if I can show you what's going on now. Nope. As soon as I did that, all the cars disappeared again.
What is the graphics for your cars? How many cars can you see at a time? Probably with iRacing.
I put it down to 40. never had a problem before. Never. Alright, let's hope that that's all taken care of. Yeah, it seems like every time I share my screen, it just blinks out every car on the track. That's alright, we're still green flag racing. A bunch of these cars still have not pitted yet. Jacob Malone breaking back into the top somehow. Looks like he's trying to unlap himself, but everybody from 13th all the way to 31st is now a lap down. Garrett Caswell out leading this race. Mama would be proud. Portland Herman, not much. Hopefully he'll be able to come back next season. That'd be great to see you back out there, bub. Still getting that blinking for some reason. Man, that's incredible.
How many cars are you rendering on your replay graphics?
Not sure.
Because if you were rendering, your pitch should be 40-12. And draw car should be 40-20.
Man, this has never been an issue before.
And there goes the yellow.
Yellow flag is out on the track. Whether we're blinking or not, we're going to go ahead and take a look. Did you see who that actually involved? It might have involved Knox Thompson. He is in towards the back. Yeah, it did involve Knox Thompson just getting into the back of that car right there. Looks like the 76 of Wilson, Logan Wilson. Let's go take a look at Logan.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems with blinking so far on my end, but I'm not broadcasting, so that probably doesn't help, but...
Well, and again, it's not the frames off of the OBS that I'm losing.
It's probably just the replay, how you're doing your replay, what your frame rate there is.
Can't even find Logan Wilson. Oh, he was up towards the front. He was in second place when that happened, maybe? Yeah, Logan Wilson, I think, was in second when that happened. Contact with that outside wall right there. It doesn't look too bad. Let's go back live. Looks like Knox Thompson into the pits, unfortunately. God, I feel so bad that this is blinking like this. That's crazy. I'm gonna try to fix it. So right now my draw cars is 30 over 8 and then 40 over 12. And draw pits is 30 over 4 and 40 over 6.
Yeah, that's perfect. If you also do replace to at least 2 balance quality, then you should be fine.
What's the replay under?
Go to graphics.
Yeah, I'm in there.
And then there should be one for, on the left, there's driving, and then there's replays on the right.
I don't see driving.
At the top, there should be presets for graphics.
Oh, I do see driving, yeah.
You'll definitely have to restart it to make it into effect.
That's alright, but we're gonna go back to it. We're out here. Green flag. Jake Malone now taking the lead. Marino now gonna have to chase him down. Richard Elliott up to 3rd place, up 16 spots tonight. Logan Wilson right behind him, and Craighead leading out our top 5. I think we should be okay for the rest of the stream.
Oh, we got to go back to that. Go back to that there.
Yeah, we just had a
51 and the
big caution.
1 got into it. The 51 and the 1 got into it. Let's go back to that.
That's going to be Craighead. And Benjamin Archuleta.
'05 also got, and the 3 got a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, it
too.
looks like the 3 a little bit involved. Yeah, it looks like the 3 just got up into the left rear of the 51, putting him right up into that wall, unfortunately. Benjamin Archuleta having issues tonight. He already used that fast repair. That is not going to be good for him.
I think
Dang.
just with all what's going on right now, personally, I would rather be in the top, 15 to 20 right now, or at least in the top 5, because these wrecks are happening from position 7 to all the way to 12, because that's when you get that little fall off with not the skill level, but just you just get a little bit slower while you're following, top 1 through 6. So, Crackhead's going in right now to, fix up some repairs that he had, and there's other vehicles. There's about 12, 13 cars around now on the pits now.
Yeah, you also got Logan Wilson going in, Chris Campbell, Harrison Whitehead, Shane Cochran, Justin Harris, Jordan Marion, Nick Sipple, R. Lane, Reggie Evans Jr., and Darren Bruce all into pit lane. Benjamin Archuleta just not having a great night, unfortunately. But as we circle around the track, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to a commercial break so I can try to figure out, see what's going on, guys. We'll see you right back here at Vegas for the... What? Wait. Yeah, sorry. We'll see you right back at Vegas for the Sin City Showdown 225. good jump on Jacob Malone, able to maintain that lead. But Jacob Malone right on his backside. Again, I do apologize, guys. We are gonna replay spooling is actually already off, unfortunately. It's probably the worst yet. Like, it started it in the 24-hour with all the cars blinking, and now it's non-stop. I think it has something to do with somewhere that iRacing is saving something.
I mean, I just started my stream up, I mean, just to test it or whatever, and mine's going pretty good. Nothing's blinking for me, and I'm in the, you know, watching it on the, you know, GSC, so
Yeah,
I haven't got any blinking.
I'm thinking on installing iRacing and then coming back to it. Cars up into the wall. Really hard up into the wall. Down to the bottom of the track. Who was that? It looks like it involved Kiernan. That was crazy hard up into the wall. Let's see if we can go back and take a look. Oh yeah. Kiernan up into the 66 a little bit, but that isn't what did it. Is that Jug Evans Jr.? That was the 11 of Marion, actually. And involving Nick Sipple again. That does look like it is going to be on Marion. Nick Sipple up into the wall right there. Then he makes contact with another car, and 19 out with Caleb Ellswick. Ellswick able to hold on to it. Great driving, but we are still going to be green flag racing. Chase down for Garrett Caswell. He's going to be chasing Marion. Malone dropping back to fourth. Craighead up to third. Nice little side-by-side with the 15 and the 52 right there. Jockeying for position, trying to stay up in that top 15. Looking to make their way into the top 10. Shane Cochran right there up in front of them. I'm surprised that they were able to save it under that caution. That was a really good job by the drivers. Unfortunate for whoever got up into the wall right there. Marion's still fighting around. Doesn't look like too much damage involved. But Nick Sipple involved in that. These guys doing an incredible job right now. Looks like Campbell trying to fight off Logan Wilson. Or actually, that's Reggie Evans right there in the 93 right behind him. Logan Wilson's going to be behind him. Reggie Evans is still going to be a lap down. Barrow's still a lap down as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at Jacob Malone chasing down into the top 5. Jacob Malone now in 5th place. He's now given a spot to the 07 of Chapman. Tap to the wall from Berkmeyer just a second ago. These guys keep tapping that wall, but it doesn't seem like it's really doing anything. They're just keeping it moving. Wesley Lynch showing his face up towards the top 5 today. He's looking to jump in front of Jacob Malone. Looks like they're about to be side by side here on the next lap, maybe even. Malone just able to edge him out, just barely. Yeah, it looks like we're rolling now, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, now we got that groove going where we just, once you get your way and, these lead cars, and at least the top 12, just get in their groove. I mean, everybody's going to pan out from wherever their skill is, basically, and just how they know the track of Vegas. Is 3 and 4, if you stay in the middle there, you won't lose as much tires, but if you, go up to the top, in 3 and 4, you'll start wearing those tires out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said in the beginning, the track is not that hot, but it's still gonna rip these tires like a shredder, even if it's not. I got a strong feeling that a lot of those early pit stops that we've seen, with the drivers that are now lapped down, like Marion, Sipple, Thompson, Gallman, Ellswick, Evans Jr., and those guys just coming down early to get those tires changed, in my opinion. And again, I've already stated I'm not the best at Vegas, and I find my tire wear off to be out of control, and it's probably exactly why what you said. So we're probably expecting to see more tire strategy.
I think about 37 to 42, and that's on the high marking of you're saving really well. That's how much laps you should be on those tires. But if you're good at saving tires, you can go up to 42 to 47 laps at a time without stopping. Once you hit that 30 lap part, you will start feeling it, but it won't be as bad as much if you don't drive it out. Someone just went into the wall just there, so there's a lot of pressure into, we got about 76 laps now. Yeah. 75 going to the green. You got plenty of time to make up some ground if you're in the last 22, 21 places. So I think we will find who's the best car about lap 110 probably.
I don't disagree. Absolutely. It's definitely going to show who's saving those tires. Wilson up into the wall really hard. Or that was actually Caleb Ellswick up into the wall really hard right there in front of Campbell. Campbell looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the front of that car. Definitely
71.
does.
71 is spinning on the right going into the pit road. Nothing really serious there.
Let's take a look. That's going to be Kenneth Gallman. Marion also coming down into pit road with him. Doesn't look like there's any crazy amount of damage on there, but again, it's all relative to how those tires feel and what kind of strategy they're on. But
number 3 is just going. He's in the back, but he's making up some spots there.
Yeah, we're looking at him right now, actually. That's going to be Dustin Haynes. He's actually going to be quite a few laps down.
he's got 12 laps down, so he's just trying to finish out the race, basically.
Marino Jr. still out front. Looks like he's going to be catching one of those lap drivers, number 71 of Gallman, here in a second. Eric Caswell still in a strong second place, but that's not going to be enough right now. He's going to have to maintain those tires to be able to catch up to the 48 of Marino Jr.
I mean, just looking at Marino, he is just, he's staying at that good line and 1 and 2, and then he's just going to exit the corner. That's probably the best that I've seen out of all these drivers, the exit on 1 and 2 by Marino.
Wow, Ellswick up into the wall hard one more time right there. He's going to have to watch that. This is going to start to cause some damage, maybe some wheel damage. They're coming around on Nick Sipple as well. Nick Sipple going to be a lap down. Caswell only it looks like 0.8, 0.9 away from our leader, Marino.
He's gaining, but not as much as you want to be gaining.
As we said, he drops back to about 1.5 seconds behind our leader with only 70 laps to go. Yeah, they just keep tapping that wall coming out of 1 and 2. It looks like a lot of the drivers, as they're coming out, so they don't tap the wall, is like they're like pulling the wheel down pretty hard. Another car, 66 down into the pit lane. Caleb Ellswick.
48 is having a little trouble on he's wiggling, and when he's going into 3 and 4, he's hitting the wall now. 11 is giving him a little bit of his own little taste of his own medicine here.
Yeah, that's going to be a fight between the leader and the lap down car. Marino chasing down that number 11. 11 trying not to go a lap down.
Yeah, Marino is wobbly in the back. I don't know if that's just him hitting some bumps, but he's wiggly after those, 2-3 hits that he's been hitting the wall here.
More than half the field now a lap down. 13th to 31st, all laps down.
Unless something happens with, first to 12, I mean, those lap cars will cycle out. We'll get some guys, maybe some guys might go 2 laps down now. I mean, the 48, the leader is pitting.
Yeah, it looks like Marino, Chapman, Garrett Caswell, and Wesley Lynch all come down to the pits, giving the lead to Cameron Craighead for the first time tonight. Harrison Whitehead going to be in a close second at number 84. Trying to chase down Craighead, see what he can get. Yeah, it looks like they're using their tire strategy a lot more than they're using that fuel strategy tonight.
If I was Marino, I would come back to the pits about lap 125 and rely on some cautions to save him with the tires. But if he wants to go a little bit extra and see if he can, go a little, farther, I would go about lap 130 and then just, go full straight on there.
Yeah, that's definitely not a bad strategy. Then you come out and you plan on having a caution and it doesn't come out, that's really going to throw a wrench into anything that you were trying to do.
Aaron, he's just, with these first 2 laps, you can push it, but, from laps 5 and 10 to 15 with these tires, you need to, back it down, but not too much to, slow you down. Just, cool, calm, and collected here, you know, once you get to those 15 to 25 laps on those tires.
A couple other cars coming down into pit road. Shane Cochran, Harrison Whitehead, Nick Sipple, R. Lane, and Josh McCabe all coming down into pit lane.
I mean, I just, you know, I'm not biased or anything, but I love Marion's line. But if he wants to, you know, stay on his strategy, he needs to go up just one little speck of on 3 and 4 to save those tires.
You're talking about the number 11, Marion?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be side by side, it looks like, with Whitehead right now. Oh, we got a crash! 71 of Gallman involved. Let's go back and take a look. Gallman jumping to the pits, unfortunately. A lot of damage on that number 71. Oh, there was a car coming down into the pits. He must not have seen him. Just got right into the back end of him. Pushed him through the pits. Let's take another look.
This will help the 48 here to keep his, you know, tires, you know, on track to, you know, stay where he's at. I mean, I think from 3rd to about 7th, we'll probably want the pit, but I think he'll be okay for right now if he's just going to, you know, log these laps in and get things going.
Well, and also the question is going to be is how many of these drivers are actually going to still come down into the pits after this? Who hasn't? Who has? Let's go ahead and take a look. Looks like Jacob Malone, he's got 14 laps on those tires, being the leader right now. Justin Openchowski also 15 laps. Reggie Jug Evans Jr. 33 laps on those tires. So you know he's definitely going to come down the 93. Bunch of people taking fuel only though. Yeah, there's quite a few people that only took fuel only. Logan Wilson, Hunter Berkmeyer, Justin Openchowski, Jason McCabe, and Chapman only taking fuel. Craighead now up into the lead. He just came down into the pits. He's got fresh everything. 4 tires and some fuel in that number 1. Says a few of these cars actually crashed on that caution.
Yeah, with the blinking right now, if you go to interface quickly and go to
Alright, looks like our top 5 right now is Craighead, Marino, Wesley Lynch, Campbell, and Cochran. Cochran up to the top 5. I told you, he was going to sneak his way up there, man. And he has done so. He went from 10th to 5th pretty quickly, especially after that pit cycle right there. Why are we single file? Pit car's off the... We're going green flag single file like that? Really? That's interesting. Wonder why that happened. We are back green flag. Cameron Craighead up to the front. Good lead. 05 of Lee Kiernan is up there as well, but it looks like Kiernan may be a lap down. He is.
Nice move by Marion. Oh my. Wow. By the 48 there. That's an insane move there.
Oh, you mean Marino? Definitely.
Yeah, Marino, my bad.
Nope, you're good. Definitely a great move by Marino right there. Oh, Graham said the same thing in the chat. Turn that spooling off. Let's hope that fixed it. Here we go. Great race so far. Marino up to the front, passing Craighead. Craighead on those fresh tires. I believe Marino on fresh tires as well. We only have 57 laps to go here at Vegas. All those cars from that single file they're gonna be spaced out big time now.
If we could pull up the fuel of all these vehicles right now, if you have that percentage with me.
I do not. Our fuel stint seems to be, from what I've heard, it's from 28 to 32.
When was the last time that the top 3 went into pits?
They just went in.
Okay, so they should be coming into the pits about 122 to 123.
Actually, Marino's on 11 laps. Craighead's on 7. Lynch is on 12. So yeah, we got about anywhere from 8 to 12 laps on those top 5 drivers.
That's perfect. I think with what we're seeing with 1 and 2 here, I mean, Lynch is just falling back a little bit, but I think, he just has the best shot, in my opinion, with how he's just doing his strategy right now. But Craighead is, has a little bit more fresher tires, but it'll just depend on them two, who will go into the pits first and who will follow each other.
$15.75 and 4, 3 wide right there. Barrow making his way back up towards the front. He is going to be the lucky dog right now. Well, actually, no. Knox Thompson and Lane are up in front of him for being a lap down. Ooh, the number 1 right up behind the 48. They're going to be touching bumpers right there. Number 1, 48 side by side. Craighead trying to take that position away. Only 50 to go across the line. not able to get it done for Craighead, but that's all right. He's still going to be right there in sitting position to be able to try to take that spot away. '77 of Garrett Caswell now making his way back up into the top 10, chasing Jacob Malone. Malone is now going to be back into 9th place, fighting for it with Barrow right there, a lap car. Barrow 3 wide, right there with Nick Sipple, and it looked like the 76. 75 and involved into an incident down on the bottom of the track. Sipple just not having a good race, unfortunately. Yellow flag is going to come out. Yeah, I think that got rid of the blinking. I'm not blinking anymore. Good job, guys. Sipple just back up into the track right there. Not able to maintain it. There could have been another incident on the track, but it looks like only Nick Sipple. Sipple tries to get it back together and just spins it and hits the wall. Man, just not a good night for the 75, man. That sucks. I hate to see him down and out like that. He is an extremely fast driver. Yeah, I don't know how that spooling got turned on. I had that turned off for the longest time. That's alright. Looks like a bunch of these drivers are going to be coming down into pit lane. Chris Campbell now going to take the lead. Marino, Craighead, Lynch, whole bunch of drivers coming in. Marino, Caswell, McCabe, Craighead, Burkmeyer, Wilson, Chapman, Elliott, Cochran, Lynch, Ellswick, Whitehead. Almost the whole field came in that time. But Chris Campbell, nope, he stays out. He's going to lead the next few laps. Let's see on the pit strategy. He's only got 15 laps on those tires, and Jacob Malone, he stayed out as well with 14 laps on the tires. They're going to choose position over fresh ones and fuel. They're hoping to see that actual caution comes out again so they don't have to worry about it. But now that everybody else is pitted, if they do wind up pitting on the caution, they're going to shoot right back to the back. Lane, Barrow, Sipple, Marion, Harris all down into the pits as well. Well, in all honesty, Hodge, with only, 45 laps to go after the line, I mean, as many cautions as we've already seen in this race, do you think that the strategy for the tires and the fuel are going to come into play as much, or do you think the cautions are going to come into play for any kind of strategy? Because you did mention that, it is possible that these guys may be using the cautions to their advantage. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Campbell, Jacob Malone going to fight it out for the last restart, hopefully, here of the night. For the Sin City Showdown 225. We're back into the restart zone. Pace car's off. Green flag is out. Campbell with a great start right there. But he's going to have Malone. Malone's been fast all night. Let's see how much he can actually hold him off. Logan Wilson back there as well. Almost all the cars are still out on the track. The only ones that aren't out there right now are going to be Kenneth Gallman and Benjamin Archuleta, unfortunately. Archuleta involved in that bad crash earlier in the night. Marino not making any friends going towards the front right there. Cameron Craighead up into Logan Wilson into that 76. They almost get sideways, but they're able to keep it together. Incredible driving by those guys. Looks like Logan Wilson blinked out right there. 3 wide with Birkmeyer, Caswell, and Ellswick. Just an incredible restart by these drivers right now. Shane Cochran going to have to fight his way to stay up into the top 5. Wesley Lynch now taken into the top 5. Caswell and Cochran side by side here. Let's go ahead and ride along with Wesley Lynch, see what he sees. Right there next to Chris Campbell in that 52. Had an IT and out driver down below on the bottom of the track, it looked like. Not sure what's going on with him. It looks like our lane, maybe. Wesley Lynch right there in 4th place now, passing Chris Campbell for that position. He's going to be chasing down Harrison Whitehead for that 3rd spot. Only about 40 laps to go right here at the line. Marino, Malone fighting it back and forth. They're going to be side by side. Malone taking that spot, but doesn't look like it's going to be for long. Marino dropping down below and taking it back. Incredible racing up front there, ladies and gentlemen. Malone dropping back now side by side by Whitehead. Lynch within grass to try to take the 2nd spot possibly, or at least 3rd. Wesley Lynch been fast all night long. Shane Cochran somehow drops back to looks like 11. Worked his way all the way up to 5th. I'm not sure what happened, but he's going to get back up there. I promise you'll see him back up towards the end. Caswell as well. He's going to be back up into 7th, down 4 spots from where he started. Going to be right there next to Justin Openchowski. Openchowski, he's going to be up 22 spots for the night, up into the top 10. Openchowski now going to be in 8th. Oh, gets into Garrett Caswell. Caswell able to maintain it right there. Incredible driving by Garrett Caswell, getting tapped on the outside. Openchowski's going to have to be careful. He's going to be right next to Campbell. Openchowski now up to 6th. Fortunate for his partner Benjamin Archuleta, but OCS is now almost in the top 5. Into the wall with Berkmeyer. He's able to maintain it. It looks like those light wall taps aren't really affecting anybody, but Berkmeyer just blinks out. Where did he go? Oh, he's back. Promise, that is not on my end. That is on the driver's end. We are doing good here. Incredible racing. Looks like Marino has now made a second gap on Jacob Malone. Jacob Malone still in trouble back there. Harrison Whitehead and it looks like Wesley Lynch right on his tail. Absolutely incredible driving by the end of this race here. A lot of these drivers able to save a couple of crazy incidents. That last one with Openchowski, I swore they were going to go around, but no, they were able to maintain it. Garrett Caswell still pushing his way back up towards the front. Caswell now in 8th spot. Cochran not able to maintain that position. He's going to lose it to Caswell. Cochran back to 9th. Chapman on his side as well. Chapman looking to take that 9th spot away and push Cochran back to 10th, but it is not going to happen right now. Cochran trying to maintain that top 10 spot. Chapman now chasing him down. Looks like Craighead down into the pits. Early call with only 30 laps to go. Our Lane also in the pits. Chris Campbell now coming down. A bunch of drivers now coming in. Looks like we're going to start to see some green flag pit stops here in a moment. Yeah, a bunch of drivers coming down into pit lane. We just had Jacob Malone, Chapman come down into pit lane as well. Harrison Whitehead fighting with Openchowski for that 2nd spot. Openchowski able to take it away for the moment. They're still going to be side by side almost. Openchowski able to get up in front of the 84. But he's in trouble as well. Caleb Ellswick is going to be up there. Let's go ahead and ride along with Caleb Ellswick and see what he sees. Looks like Ellswick deciding to take that middle line. Gonna be right up behind Harrison Whitehead. Losing a little bit of time right there in the corners, but in that straightaway, he's able to come out and get a bunch of speed to get up behind him. on. It looks like Harrison Whitehead decided to come down into the pits finally. Wesley Lynch as well. That's going to leave Marino, Openchowski, and Ellswick out there. Ellswick up to 3rd place. Reggie Jug Evans Jr. up to 6th. More drivers starting to cycle down in. Berkmeyer now comes down into pit lane. Here we go. We're coming to the last little stint in this race. 24 laps to go. 126 in the books. Look at some of our lap leaders here. Let's see who all has led some laps. Marino Jr. leading 95 laps of this race. Cameron Craighead with 12. Eric Caswell with 7. Malone with 7. Campbell with 3. Elliott with 2. Wilson 1. And McCabe with 1. All those drivers are going to get points for the night. Josh McCabe, or Justin Openchowski just jumped in there with a lead lap. He's up to the lead in front of Caleb Ellswick as Marino comes down into the pit lane. So it's going to be Openchowski, Ellswick, Cochran, Caswell, and Elliott up into the top 5. Let's see who has some of the fastest laps tonight. Garrett Caswell actually is in the top right now in 4th place with a 29.39. Craighead with a 29.44. Wesley Lynch with a 29.51. Whitehead with a 29.52. And Chapman with a 29.53. Those times are really close together. Is it saying that, no, it says Openchowski's up in 1st. Reggie Evans Jr. tapping that wall, going down low. The 48 is charging back forward again. Marino still going to be a lap down. He's looking to unlap himself before those leaders come down into pit lane. Openchowski trying to get as many of those laps in as possible before he has to come in. Openchowski 2.8 seconds in front of our leaders at the moment. I don't think he has enough fuel to get to the end of this race. 19 laps to go. '76 Logan Wilson now coming down into the pit lane as well. Let's check these pit stops real quick. Openchowski 29 laps, Caswell 29 laps, Elliott 29, Evans Jr. 29, McCabe 29, and Logan Wilson 29. Wilson just now coming down into pit lane. Harris as well. Harris also has 29 laps on his tires. That's around the fuel range that we were expecting, about 28 to 32. Openchowski now decides to come down in, as well as Richard Elliott. That's going to put Garrett Caswell up to the lead, but he still needs to come down into pit road to complete the rest of this race. 16 laps left. Cody, even more of a glitch if it says he's in first. That's hilarious. No, he is up there. He is killing it. Garrett Caswell now down into pit lane as well. That's going to put Jug Evans Jr. up front into first. He's going to be leading some laps for the first time here tonight. Garrett Caswell is going to be the only one on pit lane. Hope he can get out of there quickly. Craighead now creeping his way up there. Harris, looks like Harris is going in. Reggie Evans is going in. I believe that's going to put Marino back up into the lead, if I'm right. With Jacob Malone about 3 seconds off of Marino's back. That's going to give him a huge gap to be able to bring this race home. If so, this will be Marino's first win here at GEC NASCAR. He's hoping that yellow flag does not come out. He wants this to go green all the way around. Looks like the pit cycles have came through. Top 5 right now: Marino, Malone, Craighead, Cochran, and Whitehead. Told you Cochran was going to make his way back up to the front. Let's go ahead and ride along with Cochran. See what he sees. The only one joining us with the in-car cam tonight. He's looking to push it past Craighead to take that podium spot. He wants his interview. Dustin's not in the pits, I don't think. No, it doesn't show him in the pits. It shows him running 189 miles an hour around. But he is in 19th place right at the moment. He just might have waited a little too long to come into the pits. From 17th to 31st is all laps down. Cochran looking to the outside of Craighead right here. He doesn't want to keep slowing down for him. Craighead is going to be up. Cochran to the inside. Looks like he may take that spot away from Craighead. Craighead's still out on the outside right there. Let's see if Cochran can do it on this time around. And it does look like Craighead slowed down a little bit right there. Cochran, yes, Cochran is up to 3rd place with only 10 laps to go. Only 10 laps to go in the Sin City Showdown 225, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an incredible race so far. Thank you all for being here and watching. Yeah, I don't know. He must have been in the pits for a little bit then if he went a lap down. He shouldn't have went a lap down just by staying out a little bit longer. Maybe a little further back, but a lap down, something must have happened. He might have been getting some damage fixed or something. That's going to push Craighead towards the back by Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson, Craighead going to be side by side fighting. You know Cochran's going to love that. He wants that open air. He wants to be able to stay out front for the next 8 laps. Marino still fighting off Malone up there. He's now going to be 4 seconds ahead of Jacob Malone. Five drivers now out of the race. Knox Thompson, Nick Sipple, Dusty Haynes, Gallman, and Archuleta all out of this race. Caswell hard charging back up towards the front. He's going to be in 5th place, chasing down Logan Wilson. Just able to barely get by Harrison Whitehead there. Caswell doing a great job tonight. Super fast. Actually, I still believe he's going to be our fastest lap of the night. Yeah. Garrett Caswell, fastest lap of 29.39. Ooh, side by side right there with Caleb Ellswick. Ellswick and the 84 getting together a little bit right there. Ellswick able to capitalize and take that position away, moving him up to 6th place. Five to go. Caution's out. Caution is out with only 5 laps to go here. Not even sure who was involved. Let's take a look. It may have been our lane. I'm not sure. Oh, it might have been Marion. Yeah, Marion getting into it with Hunter Berkmeyer right there. Berkmeyer goes sideways as well as McCabe up into the wall. Looks like Berkmeyer taking the brunt of that accident right there. Not what Marino wanted to see for the end of this race. Let's see if we can take a look and see what happened to Berkmeyer. Getting a tap by the number 11 right there. Doesn't look like he took too much damage off of that though. Definitely the 35 caught some good damage off of that, but man, really unfortunate with Marion and Berkmeyer getting together. That is not good news for Marino up towards the front. Marino is going to have a hard charge coming to the finish right here, as well as Cochran, Caswell, and Logan Wilson. Caswell now up to 4th place. Cochran also not wanting to see a caution come out. He was running good in 3rd. But he may lose that spot depending on the restart here. I would have rathered it go green flag all the way around. But it might be a 1-lap shootout coming to the end here because these guys do not have green-white checkers in the Cup Series. Unless that finishes it off right there. That might finish it. Yeah, I think this is over. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's it right there. Yeah, because they're going to take this lap around. Last lap. Yeah, that's it right there. They're going to follow the pace car around to the last lap here. That is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That caution brings out the end of this race. Marino taking home the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Marino Malone, and Cochran for our top 3. Garrett Caswell, Logan Wilson, Ellswick. Garrett Caswell and Logan Wilson leading out our top 5. Ellswick, Whitehead, Craighead, Chapman, and Elliott for our top 10. What an incredible race here tonight. Not the way we wanted to finish. A couple more cautions than we wanted to see, and the stream just was not up to par tonight. But man, I promise you, that was a hell of a race. Absolutely, Cody. You are more than welcome to jump up here with me. Get you that broadcaster tag back. Absolutely, man. Love to have you up. I believe, yeah, that's it. That is going to be the end of this race as they come across the finish line here. Oh, early celebration by Marino coming across the line. Hopefully he didn't just lose it by doing that. I don't think he did. I think that ended it right there. I think that was the checkered flag. Yeah, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Marino coming out with a win here at the Sin City Showdown 225. First win here in GEC as a rookie driver. Congratulations to the number 48. Jacob Malone also in second place. Shane Cochran finishing third. He is going to get that interview that he wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with your driver interviews. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with your driver interviews after an amazing race here at Las Vegas. 150 laps, 225 miles of nothing but gasoline. Thank you so much, guys, for putting it all on the line and gambling out here at Las Vegas. We're going to go ahead and start off with our winner, Marino Jr., the number 48. Dominating all night long, led the most laps. Great job, sir. How does it feel to come out with the first win here at GC NASCAR?
Feels great. I was kind of hoping we would get it last week, but feels great to get it this week. And man, this was a great race. It feels really good.
Well, you guys did an incredible job out there tonight. As many, this is actually a quite technical track, even though it is a straight oval. We seen a little bit more of the cautions than we wanted to see tonight, but you guys put it all on the line and came out in the winner's circle. So congratulations to you and your team and whoever you've been racing with out here. But yeah, just great job, man. Great job. How did I seen a bunch of people pitting early? How were they pitting early for the tires, or was it the fuel that was making people come in? Or
I believe it was fuel because I didn't really have an issue with tires at all that race. I feel like the lowest my tires were like 85. So I feel like it was definitely fuel.
Well, either way, man, congratulations on your first win here at GEC NASCAR. We look forward to many more. Is there anybody you would like to thank for tonight's race?
I would like to thank Grady Graham, my team owner. He spotted me for this race, and he did a pretty good job. And yeah,
Awesome.
and
Well, go
Rico,
ahead. And who?
Rico.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming out and putting on a show. We look forward to seeing you out next week.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and move on to our second place driver, Jacob Malone, last season's champion. Jacob, obviously a very tough race out there tonight. Tires, fuel, all of it, cautions. How did it play out for you tonight?
I was off sequence most of the race after the first few yellows. I decided to stay out a lot, just try to save tires and stuff because I thought they were going to be a bigger threat. But once we would get runs in, it would just even out, and I could compete with those tires. Never really got to see my true pace due to being off sequence, so it was a bit interesting to see me come in second after all that. Didn't have any luck. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun though. It's Vegas, so we always gambling with strategies, and I gambled. Somehow finished second after that. I was on a weaker strategy. I think if I took two, maybe I would have been able to give him a shot. But he drove. Marino drove an excellent race. He was the class of the field tonight. I feel like, coming off of 2 mediocre weeks, we didn't really finish well at Daytona nor Dover. Dover, I had very good long run speed. Never really got to show due to the yellows and kind of getting caught up in other people's messes. So it'll be interesting to see where we can go from here. We got Michigan and then Mexico, which I'm looking to the most. Give me on a road course. Let me turn some right.
Well, coming out to Michigan. Michigan is always a great track. I love to see it because it's more of a it is a super speedway technically in my mind. I think that a lot of drafting happens out there, and you guys will be pretty close together. So it's going to be awesome to see you guys out there. I believe you won Michigan last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, so it is going to be interesting to see what you can do this week or next week out there, man. Thank you so much for coming out to put on a show. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
I want to thank my family, of course. They support me a lot. I want to thank ITN Out. I'm on the team with them. They've given me a ton of support. We work together every time. It's a lot of fun. And anyone who was rooting for me in the chat or in the stream, love you guys. Love the support. If there was any, at the event, I gotta say one more time, hats off to Marino. That was a great drive by him. I couldn't beat him.
Well, good job to you too. Coming out with a podium is nothing to shake a stick at, man. Good job, and we look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle this season.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Last but never least, our very own GEC Ninja Shane Cochran coming out with a podium early in the season. Shane Cochran, what a hell of a race out there, man. A lot of cautions, dealing with a lot of, tire wear, fuel. You were still able to bring it from mid-pack all the way back up to the front, man. How'd your race go?
Yeah, that was fun. Had a blast. Everybody was racing, pretty tight but clean. I know we had some cautions, but it was still a blast. And we got damage in the very first one, got it repaired, and then kind of got off sequence trying to get a lap back and here and there. And then we got caught up and we skipped a tire change to give us an extra set. And from there, we were kind of being aggressive on strategy to the end. And on that last stop, I just kind of looked at the fuel needed, and it was about a half tank. So I did a 2-tire stop, and that was the answer for us. We'd kind of been running around 9th place at our best, and that put us out in 5th. And then we passed a few more people at the end. I think I was gaining on Malone, but not fast enough at all with the laps running down. And Caswell was in my mirror, so we got to hold him off as well. I know he was charging, and just a fun race, and strategy kind of boosted us from a top 10 to a top 3 at the end.
Well, congratulations, man. You did a great job out there. We watched you move from the mid-pack to the front all night. Thank you for using the in-car cam. We got to see how focused you were throughout that race. And in all honesty, man, just congratulations to you and your team and everything you guys have done for GEC. And is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Oh, as always, I gotta thank my dad. He's up on the pit box, telling me where everybody is, what's the pit strategy. You know, who's fast, who's slow. It really helps at a track like this, where you know who's a tenth of faster each lap matters when you're deciding what tires to take and everything. So this was definitely thanks to him.
Awesome. Well, congratulations once again. We definitely expect to see GEC's very own Ninja out into the winner's circle sometime this season, and maybe even possibly compete for that trophy this year.
Yes, sir. We're gonna do our best.
All right, we'll see you next time. And thank you all for showing up tonight. Anybody that showed up live or is watching afterwards, we appreciate all the support. Make sure you go out and like and subscribe. GEC NASCAR League, NPC Cup Series, Race 3 here for the Sin City Showdown 225. We'll see you out here next week, ladies and gentlemen. Over and out.